Let's do this. Hello everyone, my name is Agent D19 and I'm here to introduce you to my home, the Time Variance Authority, or what we'll be calling it today, the TVA. Sadly, I can't be at the TVA today because the cleaning crew is currently cleaning the main area of the TVA due to someone throwing up. So, I got sent here to a random guy's basement. I hope the random guy doesn't mind I'm here. Also, originally the head of the marketing committee, Miss Minutes, and Mr. Minutes was going to guide you today, but sadly they had to help train some new hunters and recruits, so I'm here with you guys today. So sit back, sharpen your pencils, and let's begin. Long ago, in the 31st century, a scientist named Nathan Powell found the key to travel across universes and met all different versions of himself. But not every version was so kind and nice. Some, seeing new worlds, meant only one thing to them: new lands to be conquered. The peace between realities erupted into an all-out war, each version fighting to save their universe and annihilate the others. It felt like the end of everything. But the first version of Nathan found a creature made from the tears in reality, from time and space itself, named Elias. Nathan managed to conquer the flow of time and prevented any multiversal war from ever happening, creating the Time Variance Authority with all three groups of work. To hide himself being the one version who remains, he hid, creating the three timekeepers to be the ones that the TVA believes in, but recently showed himself from under the curtains being he who remains. The location of the TVA is set outside of time and space itself, of a city without big climate changes. With that, time works a bit differently at the TVA, with it having no years. So you can live for around even 400 years or more in the TVA, with only it changing from day to night. Whenever someone does something that was not a part of the plans for the sacred timeline, like starting a war or just simply being late to school, we call those variants. When a variant starts a branch timeline, it can go off into madness, starting another multiversal war. So the TVA arrests the variant and brings him back to the TVA and resets the timeline back into what it was before the branch timeline even started. When the variant has to go to court for their time crimes. There are three levels of jobs in the TVA: the office status, the hunter status, and the judge status. Let's start with the office status. The office status is the basic and lowest level in the TVA that has the most workers working there to keep track of the timeline and all of its branches. The hunter status is what your universe is called the police force of the TVA that arrests variants that violate the timeline anyway, starting your branch timeline. The final status of the TVA is the judge status. The judge status judges the variant that gets arrested to see if they're innocent or guilty. Education in the TVA consists of mostly math and science, while also having English and social studies alongside it, but it's mostly learning about calculus and the logic of the time and technology, with as much time as you need to learn these things, but you just need to pass a test to show what group they are grouped in. Honestly, you can tell how I did on the test. Anyways, technology is a big part of the TVA culture, with all 3 different jobs. Mostly the office workers and the hunters, though. But for all jobs, has their own version of what is called in your universe a phone. We have something called the TemPad. The TemPad can teleport anyone to any universe and timeline you want with a temp door. It'll spawn whatever you select a universe to go to, and also there's a button to spawn Miss Minutes. But because of her work with the other hunters, I can't show you that today, maybe some other time. For hunters though, we have something called the pruning stick. The pruning stick, after turning on with this, can, after touching literally anything, can wipe it from existence. Like, for example, this. Wow, what a concept. And actually, for new workers, you get to customize the colors of the pruning stick. Like mine, I have a purple, black, gold, and neon green pruning stick, which honestly, I really like. But for safety reasons, I can't have it on no further, so no one gets pruned here today. There are workers that have different opinions on the TVA, mostly by teens, but they normally get resolved by the parents, if the variant has children. The time variance for a narrative commission makes TV broadcasts for the TVA workers, and they show the biggest news of the TVA in the multiverse, and that's how I got into this position, by joining the narrative committee. So, I recommend it for you all. The only type of dating there in the TVA is just being close friends. So there's not really any dating or marriage in the TVA, unless the variants got arrested and they were originally married. They just try to keep the timeline at peace so that the timekeepers can write what happens at the end of time, or so He Remains can write what happens at the end of time. Like I said in the beginning, time runs differently in the TVA, so everyone else and myself, or you, won't age past 20 to 30 years old. Honestly, that's a good idea because I don't want to be 90 and still working there. And mostly everyone has equal rights to the TVA with their jobs, so you don't have to worry about people being different with stuff. Thank you for joining me for this tour of the TVA today. And thank you for those at home for watching.
For all time. Always!
Well, that went well. Ew. Wait, what? The boss is dead? Okay, I'll be right there. I gotta go. See ya. How did my phone the heck?